Hello everyone, and welcome back to the series where I try out of the ordinary guitar pedals. So far we've done weird pedals, bizarre pedals, even ridiculous ones. What does that leave us with? Well, absurd pedals of course, and I've got 5 of them. It's going to be a wild ride, so buckle up. But before we get into it, a quick word from today's sponsor, myself. I've released a new merch design, the guitar playing samurai silhouette with the words samuraiguitarist underneath in Japanese. It's available over at www.shopsamuraiguitarist.com in all sizes and a rainbow of colors. I've also released a collection of designs that you guys have specifically requested. One of these things was a shirt with a picture of me wearing this shirt, so that's available too. Anyways, let's get into it. More information on any of these pedals is available in the description. To kick things off, we have the Csidman by Bred, which I'm told is actually pronounced Discman. My suspicion is that the word Discman is copywritten, so they spelled it weird to avoid issues. This pedal was designed to replicate a sound that us 90s kids are all too familiar with, the skipping of a CD. And to the younger generation out there, when a compact disc was damaged or if you bumped into the CD player, the playback would lurch around and stutter. It's quite unpleasant, but makes for an interesting guitar effect. It's kind of like a glitchy randomized delay effect. Here's a demo. Let's take a look at what's going on here. It's a standard delay with standard delay functions. However, there are also these things called cut and latch controls. The cut knob determines how close the skips are together. When it's cranked all the way up, it creates a demonic type of feedback. And when it's turned down, it sounds more like a CD skipping. The latch knob determines how long the pedal is in the skipping state. You can go totally nuts with it or dial the effect back. Here's a setting I call CD scraped along the pavement. There is someone out there who's waited their entire life for this pedal. For me personally, I suspect it'll sit on my shelf for 10 years, then one day it'll be the exact kind of bizarre the doctor orders. And speaking of doctors, next up we have Dr. Freakin Stein's Dwarf Bleep by Ranger Effects. It's a fairly standard fuzz pedal with an adjustable overtone. However, when your guitar signal drops below a certain volume, it starts beeping. When you stop playing, it stops beeping. Here it is in action. So that alone is pretty strange, but the pedal's sidekick, Igor here, takes it to a whole other level. Igor is a pressure-sensitive foot switch that can add a glitchy filtered sound into the mix. Combine these two things and you can make some pretty wild sounds. Here's something quite fun. If you turn your guitar volume to just the right level, all it does is beep. Throw Igor into the mix and suddenly you have R2-D2 in pedal form. These are the kind of weird guitar pedals I love. It provides a unique but usable sound. It's fun, it does what it does well, and best of all, it's simple. My next pedal is on the opposite end of the spectrum, coming in with 9 knobs and 4 switches, the Mini-Ark by Snazzy Effects. I'll admit, when I came across an effects pedal with this many controls, I was fairly intimidated. But with a little bit of experimenting and a lot of reading the manual, I think I've got a decent grasp on it. It's a guitar tracking pedal like others I've used in this series. Typically with a guitar pedal, your signal goes in, the signal is modified by the circuitry, and that signal goes out. With this, the signal goes in, triggering other sounds, so you have something totally new coming out. Your guitar is controlling the synthesizer in the box. The most basic usage of this pedal has your guitar triggering one sound. From there, you can add additional octaves using these 2 knobs. You can then use these 2 knobs to add an additional interval to make your sound even crazier. And if that isn't strange enough, you also have the magical selector. This selects the preset for how the sound is manipulated, giving us a wide range of wacky. Here's something kind of weird, but also pretty cool. Now here's the sound of a spaceship in an old school video game. And here's an ambulance. This green beast has a huge variety of sounds that vary greatly in practicality. It's got a lot of knobs, but it starts to make sense if you spend a bit of time with it. Unlike this other pedal by the same company that has 14 knobs and 9 switches. I wanted to put this in a video, but for the life of me, I can't figure it out. Moving on, we have the T120 Videotape Echo by Demi-Dash Effects. I'm especially excited about this one because it's made in my hometown of Winnipeg, Manitoba. In fact, when I bought it, I went to the guy's workshop and picked it up off him then and there. Like the name suggests, it's an echo pedal, but instead of duplicating your sound cleanly, it takes those echoes and transforms them to sound like they're coming from an old VHS. You can determine how much of this effect you blend in and how worn in the VHS sounds. Turn the tape quality knob all the way down to make it sound brand new, turn it all the way up and it sounds like that videotape I had of Dumb and Dumber. Here's a demo. I'm going to make a bold claim here, and I'm not just saying this because the manufacturer is a fellow Jets fan, but of all the weird pedals that I've demoed, I think this is my favorite. You can dial it down so the effect is more subtle, it's unlike anything else I've ever heard, and I can envision that aesthetic being part of my sound. This thing is going on my pedal board. And last for today isn't really a guitar pedal, but it's made to fill the role of a guitar pedal, the Hothand 3 wireless effects controller by Source Audio. Many pedals have a function that can be controlled by an external foot switch. For example, on my Stingray multi-filter, also by Source Audio, this knob here can be used to sweep through the frequencies to make certain ones stand out. Traditionally, one could control this knob using a foot pedal, but with the Hothand, I can manipulate this function using this ring on my finger. The way you move the ring is detected by the receiver, which then sends a signal to the pedal controlling one of the functions. Here's an example. Any pedal that has the option for an outboard expression pedal can be controlled by this thing. It's pretty unique, it's fun to use, and I find I feel more in control of the expressions than I would if, say, I was using the foot pedal. However, since your hand is going to be picking or strumming, this thing is going to be going up and down, affecting the expressions whether you want that or not. I wouldn't say the Hothand necessarily replaces the traditional foot pedal, but rather provides an interesting option. Ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed another trip into the depths of pedal weirdness. Remember, you can get a shirt or a sweater like the one I'm wearing over at www.shopsamuraiguitarist.com. They're available in all men's and women's sizes and a variety of styles and colors. By repping that Sammy G merch, you make videos like this one possible. As you can imagine, they can get a little bit pricey. I also want to give a big thank you to everyone who supports my channel through Patreon. You guys are a big reason why I can do stuff like this. If you want to see another video where I get weird with guitar pedals, you can hit that link up there. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for regular musical content. Until next time, I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I will see you again soon.